Are you rethinking your purpose in life? Being centered in a strong spiritual connection is more important now than ever. Hi, I'm Bryn Blankinship, hypnotherapist, international instructor, and author. Each episode, I'll share my experiences with guiding spiritual regression clients into the afterlife and the soul lessons gained, prompting you to explore your own soul's journey and empowering you by shifting your perception of yourself and your place in this world. I want you to know that you're here by design, not by accident. You are not alone. You are loved. You are here on purpose, for a purpose. When you stand in your truth and fulfill your purpose, you support others in fulfilling theirs. If this intrigues you, stay tuned in as we explore.
Hey everybody, Happy New Year, Happy 2026. So today we're going to talk about new beginnings, sacred intentions, and using soul power to embody aligned change. And, we've been talking about this all year, all last year, talking about this partnership with your soul, which is your eternal self, and helping you to embrace who you truly are, what you came here to do, your soul's purpose. So because this is such a big topic, we've decided to make this a two-part episode that will talk to you to set some transformative intentions for the new year, helping you to align with your soul's wisdom. Because when you align your intentions with your soul's wisdom, it amplifies all of your efforts. It aligns things, it gets you to the goal and gets you there smoother, redirects you, gets things lined up better than when you're just trying to do it from a mental place. And we need your mind, we need your body, but when we have it, that alignment with soul, we have all of those energies working in the same direction. So for the soul, every day is the day to set new intentions, right? It's not based on the calendar date, but we do have several calendar days that are happening right now that are global New Year's events. So this is a great time to do this because I know a lot of you are working on some goals that you've set for yourself. And sometimes, it's a matter of just refining goals you've already set, right? Maybe it's not starting over completely. And then other times you're wanting to make big changes. But you can use the momentum of the year ending and the new year beginning to set those intentions aligned with your soul's guidance. And this can elevate your life and let your soul guide your journey into the new year. So, remember, just to recap, your spiritual team is always with you. They're always here to help. And your soul sits with your spiritual team. The soul part of you that resides in the spirit realm sits on your team and then sends signals down to you here in your body. And you also have master teachers and guides that you can work with. Master teachers working with groups of souls to simultaneously assist them, like archangels, Jesus, Buddha, those would be working with groups. And then you have your individual guide. So you have your soul and your guides that are here. Your guides are helping you with the day-to-day details. Connect with your guide, connect with your soul. You can use these same techniques that I'm teaching you to learn the difference, to know who is speaking. And, also in my book, The Limitless Soul, I give not only case studies, but I give you some exercises at the end of each chapter that give you different ways to begin co-creating with soul, to strengthen that partnership with your soul so you can embrace who you truly are. And, you are an eternal spiritual being, and your role is to become conscious of that. As humans, we come down into the bodies, we forget, and it's part of that awakening that is exciting. And that awakening happens by turning inward consciously to align with divine guidance. Your soul's purpose, your soul is divine energy within you. and it is sitting back there. So as above, so below. Imagine your soul sitting at a conference room table with your entire spiritual team talking about what they're going to do for you this year. You know, she's doing better about lining up. She's doing better about listening. If we can help her with this, she wants to do that, and how they can bring all that about. And this is strengthening the soul connection, that spiritual connection as you're maneuvering your life, as you're maneuvering social changes. And with practice, you can make this like a strong muscle. So this is something that takes practice, but it's not about being perfect. It's about repetition. The more you do this, the more you can discern when your soul is giving you guidance and when it's noise and chatter. All right. So let's talk about this. Let's start with shedding limiting patterns. Okay. What would it look like if you responded differently to challenges? What would that look like? Or what would it look like if you allowed time in your schedule for rest and play? Now, I know for a lot of you, including myself, that one's a challenging one. So, hypnotizing yourself for success, understand that you're already hypnotized with negative conditioning that you're saying to yourself over and over. So, learning to identify and then reframe the negative patterns and the negative statements that you believe about yourself is going to open you up. All right. You can start just by noticing positive qualities in others that you admire, or just positive qualities in others, and then start to notice and recognize them in yourself. Okay. And taking time in your schedule to rest and play. That's important. So if you hear your inner critic saying, I can't, it's too hard, reframe that into, what can I do now to get started? And take baby steps towards using that momentum to create the overall goal. Okay? Like, don't expect to do it all in one day, but get started, get it going, right? Taking those baby steps, using the momentum towards your overall goal. And this gets you actively turning inward as you go throughout your day. What can I do now to get started? What can I do now to improve this? Just in that moment, what can you do? And then once the chatter clears, then you can start to ask for guidance from guides from your soul. But don't act on that just yet. Just learn to discern guidance from noise. Learn to clear out the noise. And then after a while, then you can trust and know the difference to find and follow your soul's guidance. So the first part is identifying and shedding the limiting patterns by taking a deeper look into yourself. Identify patterns of behavior, beliefs that no longer serve you. Look for practical ways to change those behaviors, responses to challenges. That's the beginning. All right. And for those of you who follow me, you're following my newsletter through the website, brynblankinship.com, you have access to a mini de-stress session. You can use that to clear some of the mind chatter, right? Just go back into that link and it'll take you to SoundCloud and you can listen to it. It's about 15 minutes and it's just a mental relaxation, release. Don't do it while you're driving, of course. Do it when you're in a quiet location that you can sit comfortably for a few minutes with your eyes closed. But that is something that can get the thoughts clearing out. That's a mini hypnosis de-stress session. All right. So we want to reframe the negative statements that you've been saying to yourself. That's just negative conditioning. Don't beat yourself up. Stop doing it. reframe it, turn it around. Notice your positives. Every soul is here on purpose, for a purpose. There are many beautiful qualities that you have. So learn to acknowledge them within yourself, okay? And then start to develop new patterns. So what is your overall goal? What are things that you would like to change in your life this year? So you begin by identifying what you want. And it must be desirable and believable to be achievable. So if I said, I want to be an astronaut, and I don't really want to be an astronaut, then more than likely I'm not going to line up with that goal. But if I say, I want to find time in my schedule so that I can have more downtime to relax and unwind, that is desirable, it's believable, and it's achievable. And it's actually something that I did beginning the new year. And I took a little time and took a little trip, and it was great. And I did nothing but have fun. No work, just coming off of a really busy end of 2025 and really giving myself that downtime. And so then when it's desirable and you start to believe it and you start to make steps towards it, you're seeing that it's achievable. Then you have that passion for it that's coming from your heart, that's coming from your soul's guidance, that's providing the fuel to ignite these goals into this new phase of your life. And this is helping to align with who you are now. The goals that you're living now are things that were once just thoughts. So now that you've achieved those goals, what would you like to do again? And then you can see how you've done this many ways, many times before in your life, and you can start to fine tune it. So take your overall goal and break it down into smaller steps. Consider ways that you can create the desired changes in your life, first by small steps towards that goal, then the more intermediate steps, and then notice how you can structure your schedule to accommodate them. Listening to your internal chatter, and what do you hear about yourself? What do you hear yourself saying when you think about doing this? Is your critical mind saying this, or is this your soul's guidance speaking to you? And by the way, your soul's guidance is not critical. Your soul's guidance, if anything, may have a sense of humor to it because they're trying to get us to lighten up. All right. So if it's critical, if your inner chatter is negative, if it's the critical mind, is this something that is keeping you safe, or are you just doing this out of habit? So this is the place to start. What is holding you back from having what you want? Is it because you don't believe you can have it, or is what you want something that's not safe for you to do right now? All right. And then again, look at the overall goal and find a way to do that. So sometimes things are keeping us safe. Staying safe is not a bad thing. But to make changes, you do have to take the risk of putting yourself out there to make that change. All right. So the place that is keeping you safe or keeping you in this place out of habit is the place to start and look at what is holding you back from having what you want. I can think of many things that clients come to me for that they're working with. And the biggest hurdle is getting clear and getting started. Once you know what you want, you have the momentum and it's picking up. And then you're creating that stronger soul partnership. So how can you consciously communicate with your guides to take those meaningful steps towards your goals, right? You can partner with your soul for greater alignment with your soul's guidance. First, you have to get clear to hear, stop the chatter and the noise. So embrace the pauses. Give your nervous system a rest. Deep, releasing breaths to reset and release and tune into your body. This will give you time, quiet time, to connect with your guides and to align with your soul's calling. And don't waste energy beating yourself up. If you make a mistake, recognize it, regroup, and just continue moving forward. It's that simple. So rest, reflect, realign, tune in, helping you to clear that chatter, and then relax, because your soul knows what you want. Your soul knows what you need, and it's available to you when you can learn to listen and connect through intuitive awareness. My guides, clients always talk about intuitive awareness. They emphasize the importance of discernment and learning to listen. Often, the guidance is coming through. It's just a matter of learning what that feels like, learning to listen to it. So just take 5 minutes each day, listening to your soul. Find a quiet moment, whether it's with your morning coffee or tea, a walk before bed, and then close your eyes, take a deep breath, and ask, what do I need today? What do I need today? And then observe the feelings, the thoughts, the images that arise. This is your soul. Your soul is always guiding you. So observe those feelings as you tune in, align, and then you're going to shine because there's more light. Your soul's light is radiating out of you. All right? 5 minutes. Find a quiet moment and ask. Close your eyes, deep breath, and ask, what do I need today? And repeat this often. All right? Repetition is more important than a marathon session. This keeps the daily connection going. And then gratitude for each step that you're making towards your goals helps you as you notice the results and you notice your guide speaking to you. It's that simple, but it takes repetition, right? So an energy transfer starts to take place here that strengthens all the efforts that you're making, and it opens up that direct communication with your soul's spiritual team. So you're cutting the negative thought pattern loop. And intention is bringing that energy into form. When we think of things, we think them into being as the life we're experiencing now. So when we're aligned with your soul's guidance, we create a flow that carries more fully and more smoothly along our path. And the emotional awareness of that is coming from a place of empowerment rather than powerlessness or fear. That emotional awareness is co-creating from that positive place, creating and cultivating positive thoughts until it just becomes a natural way of being. You have a clearer focus on a desired goal, and you're letting the negative not control anymore. You're learning to discern and you're learning to trust that true guidance. So another little exercise that you can do is before reacting impulsively, just turn inward and pause. This creates a moment for insightful awareness to respond from the most loving place that you can, and then say, what am I feeling right now? What is this experience teaching me? That split second, and then you can respond, but from a higher place than just a knee-jerk reaction, which is really just a habit that you've learned to do that's probably not serving if you're doing that now. So let your imagination play with that thought for a moment. What does it look like? What does it feel like to achieve your goal? And then listen to the internal chatter that you're having upon bringing that into your life. And does it make you smile? Is it coming from your heart's true desire? Let it come from your heart. What do you enjoy doing? What is your heart saying? And then don't worry. You can make adjustments as you move along your goals. Don't worry about that. Just get clear And as you get clear, you'll have more moments of clarity. And if you've procrastinated on getting started, relax. Just start over. And we're just a few weeks into the new year. No worries. Just stop, assess, and start from where you're at. It's simple. And the most important thing is that you get clear and get started, right? And then once you learn to do that, then you can adjust it for your new goals that you're setting for yourself throughout the year, throughout future years. And you will have that momentum. You will have that soul's guidance, and you will learn to discern, and you will learn the difference. And sometimes it just comes in like a brief energy. Like I was cooking dinner the other night, and I had the thought of a friend who I hadn't talked to in a long time. And I said, I need to call her. And I finished up dinner. And when I went to my phone, she had texted me. So that is tuning in, and that's how it shows up. That's a way that it might show up. And there are many other ways, but I have those moments when it just drops in like a sense of knowing. So if you're listening to your body and you're listening to your mind, take time for rest and play. Put that on the agenda. Do something that you like to do. There are many ways that you can do it. You can play with the kids. You can have a bubble bath or a sauna. Sit in your backyard by a campfire or a hammock, or take a weekend getaway. There are lots of ways that you can bring these things into your life. And it doesn't have to be complicated. That's what I want to get across to you. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be part of your regular routine, and it can be something that you do all the time. All right? So as we're finishing out the year, my goal is to help you to tune into your guides with more awareness, to tune into your soul. And this is a really powerful year because 2025, numerology-wise, was a year of endings. A lot of things ended. But with every ending, there's a new beginning. And 2026, it's a 1. Numerology-wise, it's a year of leadership. And it's a year for you to be a leader in your own life, for you to take charge in your own life. Even if you work for someone else, even if you don't work outside the home, or if you do work for yourself, you can still stand in a place of empowerment and live your life with joy and happiness and achieve the goals that you have in mind for yourself as well. So we're going to continue this on the next episode, but until then, you're listening to the Afterlife Teacher with Bryn Blankinship. And you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn at Bryn Blankinship, Bryn with a Y, Blankinship with an I, Bryn Blankinship author. You can also sign up for my newsletter at brynblankinship.com. All right? And if you'd like to pick up a copy of my book, The Limitless Soul, it's available at all national booksellers. And we're going to start this year off right, on purpose, for a purpose, finding and following your soul's guidance.
You've been listening to Afterlife Teacher, Soul Lessons bringing you full circle with Bryn Blankinship. Tune into Transformation Talk Radio for more discussions of the soul's journey across different lifetimes and soul lessons gained, helping you to consider the deeper reason you are here. Bryn shares her wisdom spanning 20 years of guiding spiritual regression clients into the afterlife and connecting them with their spiritual team and soul's purpose to bring them full circle, helping you gain insight into your own soul's purpose while supporting others in fulfilling theirs. Living in partnership with your soul, with less worry and greater trust, you can be in divine flow and thrive. For more information on becoming a certified hypnotherapist and regressionist and assisting with the global transformation taking place, visit brynblankinship.com.